Hey, for this session, we want to talk about the important leadership practice of encouraging the heart. Now, from my experience, this is one of the least practiced of all the leadership practices, and there's two reasons why. The first reason why is because most leaders tend to be pretty forward-looking and hard-charging. And as we're moving forward and charging forward, we often simply forget to take the time to stop, pause, and thank and appreciate those who are following us. The second reason, and I find this often as well, when we do take the time to realize that we need to appreciate and encourage our followers, often we do it in a way that we would want to be appreciated or encouraged. But the problem is that different people have different ways that they get encouraged. And we have to realize that if we are going to put the effort into encouraging the heart of someone else, the most effective and most impactful way to do that is to do it in the way that they understand or the language of their heart. And so what we like to talk about here is the 5 love languages. Every person has a top 1 or 2 ways that they feel appreciated and encouraged. These 5 things are words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, tangible gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. Now, different people prefer to be encouraged in different ways. People who like gifts like to actually receive something tangible, not necessarily expensive or ornate, but something that is significant and meaningful when you give them something. Other people prefer quality time. It's conversation, it's meaningful interaction that really encourages them. Some people are encouraged by words of affirmation, telling them, hey, you did a great job. I specifically noticed what you did there, and I appreciate that. Words of affirmation. Some people like to hear you say it. Other people like acts of service. When they have a lot of load of responsibility, what they most appreciate is someone coming alongside them and taking something off their plate. Typically, these people are servants themselves and like to be served in return. Sometimes physical touch. Obviously, in the workplace, you have to be careful, and this is you have to do this with discernment and discretion. But a pat on the shoulder. Some people are huggers, other people aren't. But those who appreciate physical touch, a pat on the back can be very meaningful for someone. Here's how to recognize how someone wants to be appreciated. First of all, take notice of how do they appreciate others. Do they serve others? Do they give gifts? Do they like to spend quality time with other people? Do you see them encouraging verbally other people? Do you see them giving hugs or a pat on the back or a high five as they walk down the hall, right? Notice, be observant of someone's how they encourage others. They probably want to be encouraged in that same way. And oh, by the way, it helps if you understand your love language, because then you can communicate to others the best way to be encouraged yourself. Encouragement is a reciprocal two-way street. Knowing your own language and identifying the language of others can help you spend valuable time encouraging them in the way that they want to be encouraged. One last thing. I encourage you to do this as a team activity. When you fill out your own language of love, you may want to take this with your team and have them fill out an assessment. It's another way to do this activity. And like I've done here, place the names of people on your team into the different categories of their top and secondary aspects of way that they like to be encouraged. This can be a great team builder activity as you start to learn about one another's language of love. Then you can give and receive it in meaningful ways. Hey, thanks a lot. Be an encourager of the heart.